In this episode, I'm farming Ravagers for Relic Runner, and also I'm showing off another brand new card. Well, hello, all of you beautiful people out there in Minecraft land. How are you today? I am fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. My name is Vid, and welcome back to another very exciting episode on the IgnitorSMP. Another Relic Runner-centric episode. And yes, I know we've been gripped by TCG fever over the last few days or weeks or months or whatever it's been. I don't know. I've lost all track of time. I feel like I haven't had a good Relic Runner episode in a while, and we are back to form. Starting with this thing that's above me. So way up there. I showed a little glimpse of it in the last episode. Guys, I've been working on this for 3 weeks, almost a full month on the thing that's up there. And so I've kind of packed it all up into a time lapse. So without further ado, let's hit that time lapse. Time lapse, and here we are inside of Castle Relic Runner, or whatever. I don't really have a name for the castle yet. It's just the castle that contains the Relic Runner game. And this part behind me is the part that you have seen, because this is the first part that I built. But behind me, well, behind you, behind here is all of the stuff you haven't seen yet. And I finally built it. This took me about 3 weeks to build. And that's why I haven't really been making videos about this stuff. I've been making videos about other things. I got sidetracked with TCG for a little while. But all of the while, I have been in the background plugging away at this. And hopefully you saw all of that in the time lapse. So the real question is, what is this? What is it that I've built? Well, this is the interior of Relic Runner. And what I have here is probably way more stalls than I need. I believe there are like 23 or something stalls, something like that. One of these stalls for each of the Igniter members, basically. And what's in this stall? Well, there is a barrel in this stall. That is the only thing that really needs to remain in here. If you are an Ignitor member, or if you are otherwise welcome to come play the game, what you need to do is come claim yourself one of these stalls. You will know the stall has been claimed or not claimed by the sign above it that says claim the space. Once you have claimed a space, just put your name on it. That means you have claimed the space. You can replace the floor. You can replace the walls. You can even replace the ceiling. The only thing you can't replace is, that line at the very top that's part of the outside wall, because if you replace those, it'll actually break the flow of the design up top. So you can't replace those. But what you can do is put slabs or something over it. That might cover it. Yeah, other than that, you are free to decorate this room any way you want. The only thing you can't do is move this barrel. You can replace this barrel with a shulker box if you want, or a chest or something like that. There's a hopper under it, and there is an item filter under that. This is where we're going to deposit coins later for collection by the system to accumulate your points. But I'll talk about points and all that stuff much, much, much later. Right now, all you got to know is this room is yours to claim and to decorate. So come along, grab yourself a room if you want to do this right now. We're still several weeks away from the opening of Relic Runner, but if you are interested in kind of jumping the gun, you're welcome to come over here anytime and claim yourself a space. The other thing I did over here was I built this beautiful new nether portal. This is now a direct entrance into Relic Runner, so very, very easy, as well as the other way. There's now an entrance and exit. I'm going to flatten this out as well. Ignore that. That's just something I was experimenting with. Ow. This is for the people who are flying. This is going to be the way to come in, and I'll probably also use this space over here for some of the shops that are related to Relic Runner as well. Once I get the game open and running, you're going to need a place to come and buy your packs and decks and things like that, and that's a place to do that. And then here is where you'll actually start the game. I've added a little bit of dripstone to sort of decorate this up a little bit. I hope you like what it looks like. I think it gives the whole place a sort of sinister look, almost like you're going into the mouth of the beast. And I replaced the colors here a little bit. I kind of carried the nether brick theme forward a bit, and I changed what this looks like just a little bit, but it's still the same concept. You're going to come along with your key. You're going to throw your key onto the floor right here. That's going to open up the door, and you're going to be allowed inside. But that is not the only thing that I have been doing. You see, I have spent a lot of time in my creative test world making adjustments to this thing right here. This is my raid farm. And unfortunately, something very significant is going to happen. We are upgrading the server probably in the next couple weeks to 1.21. And in Minecraft 1.21, these sorts of raid farms don't work anymore. And you see, that's a big problem for me. Not just because I'm not going to have all the emeralds and all the totems and all the everything, but more importantly, I was counting on this whole concept of the raid farm to get me Ravagers and Evokers because I need them for my game. So what I need to do is sort of fast track my plans, change the order of the plans that I had a little bit, and collect the Ravagers and the Evokers that I'm going to need for all of the levels now before the raid farm stops working. So with that in mind, I did spend a bunch of time in my creative test world. I added the required bits and bobs to this design to allow me to capture those guys, but I've got a lot of machinery to build, and that's going to start with some resource gathering. And the resource that I need to start with, or that I always like to start with, is the big one. It's glass. I'm going to need like almost a full shulker box of glass, probably by the time I add it up, over a shulker box of glass. But luckily, I can always come along, grab myself some emeralds here, and let me just expand this out a little bit here, and then just trade. Because trading for glass, I believe, is one of the fastest ways to get glass. Let me just do a quick run down the line here. Okay, that's 2. Let's see, where are we here? I got all these guys labeled. I always recommend, if you're doing villager trading for glass, that you label the villagers that give you glass so you're not bouncing around between too many different villagers looking for the ones that have the glass trade. These guys, even if you don't like cure them all up, they will give you 4 glass for every emerald. So as long as you have a good steady supply of emeralds, oops, wasn't following my own advice there. As long as you have a good steady supply of emeralds, you can get glass pretty fast. Check this out. These last 2 guys here, let's see, 1 and 2. So that's 1 line of trading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 7 stacks, 7.5 stacks of glass just from one time down the line with these villagers. Not very many villagers. I don't think I'm going to have any trouble at all getting myself a full shulker box of glass in probably like 5 minutes time. So I'll be right back.
2 hours later.
And that ought to do it. Full shulker box of glass and a little bit extra. And that was about 2 minutes, not 5. Next I need obsidian and about a stack of that. Next is redstone dust. I'm just looking at my list on the other side. I need about a stack of that. Then I need a stack of stone, about a stack of powered rails, bunch of sticky pistons, and a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to collect all that stuff and then I'll be right back. And now I'm back and all the materials have been collected. And because I just did a time lapse, I'm not going to do another one. Whew. Instead, I'm just going to fly right on by, and when I turn around, shoot, and there we go. Check out all of the things that I've done right here. I have a little water stream, and this drop chute here. So the whole idea here is at the top. So the whole idea here is that at the top, Ravagers and other baddies from the raid are going to spawn, and this little thing right here is going to separate the Ravagers because they're going to raise up a little bit, and hopefully they'll hit this water stream and be carried along and fall down this drop chute. The Ravagers are going to either be just Ravagers, or they're going to be Ravagers with dudes on top of them, like Evokers or Johnnies or just regular Pillagers with crossbows. And I've got a system down there that'll kind of separate those guys out, and I guess I need to show you how that works. But before we turn on the big scary machine one more time, we've got to lay a little bit of groundwork here. So first thing I'm going to do is put a bunch of iron in this chest here. So this iron all filters down into a crafter. And I've got an auto crafting thing set up right here. If I flip this switch, it'll actually turn that thing on, pulse it a few times, and we should see that we are crafting minecarts into this chest here. And then those chests are emptying into this dispenser, so that if I push this button, a minecart will be dispensed right up here, and that's what's going to be used to pick up the Ravagers. I have another set of minecarts over here. These are basically just emergency stuff that's going to pick them up in a different way. You'll see when I need that, if I actually need that. But I do have another crafter over here. This one's also set up to craft minecarts on demand. So I'm just going to make sure that's full of iron, make sure that's crafting. Sure enough, it is crafting. Pretty cool. It crafts minecarts and then it just kind of sits back and waits to be refilled with iron. Normally this sort of like spamming a crafter won't work because you can't fill the crafter fast enough, but because minecarts are non-stackable items here, I only need a few. See, I've got 9 in the dispenser here, I've got 5 in the item hopper, and then 3 in the chest. And every time this goes down, let's see, I use one, I use one, I use one, it's going to kick in and just craft 3 more, and then it stops. But I can put as many as I want in this. I think that's actually a pretty cool setup. I like it. And in case you're wondering what's happening here, I'm just reading the value of this chest right here with this comparator. If there's even 1 item in it, it's going to output a signal of 1. And that will turn off this torch, which basically depowers this. But as soon as there are no minecarts in here, this will turn off, which will depower this block. This torch will turn on, extending this piston, and then I've just got 2 observers facing each other, which are just going to spam into the crafter. And the crafter is feeding directly, you can't really see it, but its face is feeding directly into this chest, which is just going to fill up this chest with minecarts. Of course, as soon as it gets 1 in there, it turns this off, but not before it's had a chance to spam a couple more times and make 2 more. So that's why I should always have 3 in here, at least 3 in here, which is plenty. Now, what else? What else do we need for prep? Well, we need to prep our name tags. So we've got name tags. I've got a bunch of unnamed name tags. I've also got silence me name tags. I'm going to use those for the evokers because I want them to be silent in my game. And then I've got Ravager name tags. Now, I've got them just called named Ravager at the moment. That's just to remind me that I need to actually set names for the Ravagers once I actually go to put them in my game. But for now, I don't think it's important that I name them. I just don't want them silent because I want you to be able to hear the Ravagers coming for you. That's part of the fun of the game. Okay, I think we are in a good position to run this machine for the very first time to see if we can get some baddies. And in order to do that, I am just going to go ahead and start a raid using the regular rules of my raid farm here. So basically, I've got 2 flag guys here. Hopefully, when I kill these guys, I should end up with the bad omen effect, and then I immediately need to run down in here and start the old auto-clicker swinging thing. So let's see if we can actually make this happen. Here we go. Boom, and boom, and boom, and there we go. The raid is starting. I need to get down here as fast as possible. The timing on this is absolutely crucial. Now, okay, here we go. Here we go, and Control P. There we go. And let's go into good old free cam mode here and see if we can watch. There it is. There's the raid starting, and you can see that the Ravagers are already starting to be raised up. Now, the first one doesn't necessarily get pushed over as it should be, but as the raids continue, I'm hoping to see additional Ravagers get moved over. Let's see what happened here. Did my raid end already? Sometimes that happens. Sometimes the raid ends prematurely. Nope, there we go. We got another raid. Okay. So it does take a minute or so for the raid farm to actually kick in and start doing some good stuff. Here we go. So we've got Ravagers. We've got a Ravager with a Pillager on top. Yeah, they're falling down exactly where they should be. Here we go. We've got a Ravager with an Evoker on top and also a Ravager with another guy. There's a few stacked all together there. Okay, so one thing I have noticed, you got to be really careful about how many you actually run here. So let's put our freak in. Let's stop that, and then let's back out of here. Okay, so we need to let this kind of finish by itself here because... yeah, this is where it starts to get really dangerous. We can't have too many of these guys because if you do, they'll start to glitch through the wall. Also, they make quite a bad sound, so I'm going to turn my volume down. Okay, there we go. Volume is down, and yeah, I actually forgot to fill up my inventory with stuff just so that I didn't collect all this extra crappy material. So let's get rid of some of this stuff. I do that just by throwing it all in this little hole here. This will all go into the auto sorter, and we should be good to go. Don't want to throw my sword in there, though. Look at that. I love this system. It's pretty good. All that stuff, this is funny. All this stuff is just a byproduct now because what I really want are the Ravagers right up here. So let's see if we can get into a position where we're capturing a Ravager. We've got a bunch of guys pushing each other up against this wall. By pushing this button, I should be able to capture a Ravager. And there we go. We got a Ravager. Okay, and this Ravager has a dude on top of it. Now, this dude is not an Evoker. This dude is just a Johnny, and we don't want him. So let's just burnidate him. We can do that by pushing this button. That dispenses some lava. Notice the lava is kept above with a sign there, and it's just above the Ravager, so it is not actually going to do any harm to that guy. So now we've got our Ravager in place. We need to name him to make sure he doesn't despawn. So let's just grab one of my name tag, Ravager name tag things here. And let's see if we can sneak in here and name this guy. There we go. We now have a named Ravager, and he is quite safe because he's basically encased in glass. He can't get us at all. The next thing to do is basically push this button and send him down this track where he's going to end up right down here. But before I do that, I need to open the trap, which is this one right here, which basically kicks this out and lets it fall onto that track, but then it'll go through the nether. And obviously, the nether portal isn't lit, and that's because we don't have anything on the nether side yet. So I guess we better build that. And that is now done. Yeah, I built this little contraption right here. This was actually part of the original design that I built in my creative test world. I just hadn't built it on the server at the time that I recorded the last clip. That was a few hours ago, and now I've actually taken the time to rebuild this part of it on the nether side. This is probably going to be much easier to explain to you when I actually turn it on and then get a Ravager on the other side. So I'm basically just going to flip this lever. That's going to activate a little hopper clock, and all of the pistons and stuff are going to start moving. And yeah, you can see, hopefully, that when a creature like a Ravager comes through, it's going to, fall off those trapdoors and end up in this area. These pistons are going to kind of shuffle it forward, and it's going to end up in a gap here, where hopefully I can pick it up with a minecart. But let's get back over into our raid farm and see if we can actually make that happen. I think this is going to be the last time I can use this portal right here that takes me directly to the raid farm, because after this, there's going to be baddies right inside of it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so I don't need to back on this portal or anything. We still have our Ravager sitting up there ready to go, which is really good. Because I left the overworld, all of the other monsters despawned, so this is why I kind of have to send a bunch over every time I do a session. Otherwise, I've kind of wasted my time a little bit. Oops, speaking of wasting time, I just fell right off that. There we go. Let's just walk up. Okay, so I have this guy. He is still named. Yeah, named Ravager. So gotta remember the right way to do this, because it's really easy to get messed up here. That's powered, that's powered. So I need to open the trap. I call this the trap. I don't know why I call this the trap. Basically now, when this minecart comes down, it'll just fall straight down. And then the power for this minecart is this lever right here. So hopefully I'll flip this lever, this guy will take off, end up falling down and going straight through the nether portal, and let's watch that happen. Here he goes, takes a tiny bit of damage, but hopefully it's not a significant amount of damage. And then we reset the trap, and we're ready for the next guy. If I was bringing a whole bunch of these guys through, that's what I'd be doing right now. I'd be just doing the same thing where I'm name tagging them, I'm killing the guy above, sending the Ravager through, or I can also kill the Ravager and then take the guy and send him through. But I'll show you that when I actually get there. Right now, let's go to the nether side and see what's happened to that guy. over on the nether roof now, and check this out. There's my Ravager sitting right up there in the portal frame. I basically, I was gonna say, I just have to kind of wait for him to walk himself down, and then the pistons will do the rest. They're gonna push him, pull him, let him drop, and then he's gonna end up basically in this little gap right here. And that should be sufficient for me to pick him up with a minecart. I have another one of those auto-crafting minecarty things here. So minecarts here, chest here, and when this empties, they get auto-crafted using this crafter. Yeah, you've seen this before. But now, I push the button and pick up the Ravager, and he is ready to go. So, the last step here, obviously you can see this rail doesn't actually go anywhere, but the next step here is to create a long rail track that heads over in that direction. But before I send him anywhere, I need to build the little receptacle thing at the other end. So, I mean, I know I did this early in the episode, but this will be a short one. This is going to be like 20 seconds, so let's hit that time lapse! End of time lapse, and what are we looking at? Well, this is a set of queues. This side, I actually got to admit, I copied this design directly from Etho. I kind of went back and studied his video where he's building his Frogger game this season, just to see exactly what he did with the Ravagers and the Ravager queue and everything like that, and I kind of reverse engineered this little design he's got here for holding Ravagers, which I think is like the super coolest thing on the planet. Basically, what happens here is that a Ravager is going to come up here, and it's going to go down this track. Obviously, it's going to be in a minecart. It's going to go down this track. It's going to hit this powered rail here. It's going to bounce off this wall. But because Ravagers are big, they'll actually hit this pressure plate as it taps this wall here, which will momentarily change this rail here, so it's turning the other way, which will force the Ravager to go this way. And then it'll end up going down this path. Same thing, it'll tap that pressure plate, still powered. It'll go this way. And so you end up with basically Ravagers being transported all the way down the line here, all the way to the very end. And the very last one, it basically just will stop here. I know this is powered right now, but when it touches this pressure plate here, it actually turns off the power, which will pause it in place, which is pretty cool. And then when I'm ready to send a Ravager along down this rail, I just come along and push the button, which should be here. There should be a button here. I must have missed that in my original design. On the other side here, I had to do the exact same thing, but this one is for Evokers. Now, I didn't see any sort of a queuing system for Evokers, so I decided to build my own. And again, this is just based on Etho's concepts. I kind of reverse engineered the idea that as an Evoker comes up, it needs to basically get detected in this spot here and then figure out whether there's one beside it, and if there isn't, it'll just kind of shoot off and go down. And it works. So I have tested this. This switch right here is just whether I'm loading Ravagers or loading Evokers. So right now I want to load Ravagers. So let's get that Ravager that we have over here loaded. All right, this is where we left off. And you can see here we have kind of a second opportunity to name tag Ravagers or you know, swap things out or whatever we need to do before we send them to their final destination over there. In this case, I don't have to do anything because I already did all that stuff at the beginning. So all I really need to do, push the button and let him go. And now, unfortunately, it's a pretty long trek, but I just have to kind of fly with him and follow him all the way over to the queue. All right, here he comes right down the track now, and he's going to go into the queuing system, and watch what happens. This is really cool here. Goes up, touches that plate, goes up, touches the plate, goes up, touches the plate, and basically he gets shuffled all the way along here. I think this is really cool. And then hopefully, if this works the way I want it to, all of these things are being detected as being empty. When he gets to the end one, he should just stop. Boom, there he is, ready to launch off. And this is so cool because when I load more in here and I decide to send one away, I'll send the last one away, and then that will automatically notify the rest that one is missing, and so all of them will kind of shuffle forward one. It's pretty cool to watch. So now, just for completion, I need to do the same thing with the Evokers. So let me get at least one Evoker just so I can show you how this system is working. All right, I've done another quick raid session here, very quick, and got myself a couple Ravagers, and I'm hoping one of those guys has an Evoker on top. It does, so I'm just going to see if I can quickly isolate that Evoker out of there.
12 seconds later.
Oh, no. Okay, well, we got one, but yeah, we've got a little bit of a disaster happening here, so we need to escape. Yep, that's bad news. So I don't know exactly what happened there, but somehow the Ravager got completely loose, and now there's a Ravager loose with an Evoker on top. Okay. Well, my bow is in a chest down here, so I'm going to see if I can sneak in here and get that out without dying to these guys. Let's see, clear a little bit of space here. Grab the bow. Grab the arrows. All right, let's do this. Oh, wait. Oh, now he's down there. Okay, well, that's, I mean, good, right? Dead. Okay, good. Now I just got to get the Ravager. Boom. Nope. Boom. Boom. How did he get out? I have no idea how he got out. The nice thing is that Vex will just kind of naturally die if you just let them. Yeah, there you go. He's gone. So they kind of despawn, but not really despawn. They just kind of die after a certain amount of time away from their master. So let's get back up there and see if we can get another guy.
A few moments later.
Oh, I see the problem. I forgot to withdraw the lava. I see the problem. Okay. So I never had this problem in my creative test world in any of the testing I did, but I think I never left the lava out in my creative test world. So, okay, time to start a brand new raid. Let's get these guys dead. Perfect. And then off we go again. And we gotta wait for the perfect moment here. So about halfway, there we go. And then in we go, and boom, we hit our little button. And here comes the raid. So we've got Ravager number 1, Ravager number 2, and we've got to wait until we get a Ravager that has an Evoker on it, because that's what we're really after here. And looks like we've got at least 1 or 2 Evokers there. So let's stop the raid and get those in position. Okay, got our sound back down now, and there we go. We definitely have an Evoker up there. And so now you get to see how we kill the Evoker, or sorry, we kill the Ravager and keep the Evoker. So let's just get rid of the Ravager. That's the first thing. Just gotta jump, kill, jump, kill, jump, kill. Yeah, usually just a few hits here. Now, I do need to get rid of that minecart in there without hitting the Evoker. This is what gets tricky. So hitboxes, always a good thing, right? Let's see if we can, actually, I think I could just punch it, right? So punch, punch, punch. Oh, there's a few minecarts in there. Ooh, wow. Okay, so that could have been disastrous. There we go. Got rid of the minecarts. Now we are ready to pick up this guy, so I need to turn on the trap. I need to turn on the rail, and then I need to send a minecart. Now this is what I was talking about before. I have that other minecart launcher down there, so this one should pick up the guy and then bring him right through. And he goes through into the nether side. Oh, I just realized I forgot to name tag him. That's not good. All right, perfect. It just occurred to me that there is nobody else on the server right now. It is just me, and so luckily there's nobody else in the nether, and that means that this guy did not despawn immediately when he went through. We do need to turn our machine back on again because we need to get him shuffling down to the bottom. So let's get that turned on. And now, I'm not sure what the trick is going to be to get these guys to, you know, come on down. I think we might just have to wait, but I don't know, maybe if I fly away and come back, sometimes that happens. I don't know, I've tried this a couple times, and usually I just fly around a while, and after a little while, he's down. Or I could just, you know, lose him completely because, yeah, I'm an idiot, and whoops. And there we go. We've got another Evoker all queued up and ready to go. So this time we won't forget to name tag him. So we do have to kill the Ravager. So let's just kill this guy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Usually 7 kills him, but maybe I missed one of the hits. Okay, and then we'll get in there, turn on our hitboxes, break the minecart. This time we only have 1 minecart to worry about. There we go. And now we name tag him. Bang! There we go. We have a name tagged Evoker. I can't actually walk past this glass here because if I do, he'll see me, and that is bad times. I also have to be, and I forgot about this, out of the way when the minecart comes down here, because when it comes down here, there's a possibility he can see me as well. I can't put a block here because it'll block the minecart, and I won't be able to kill the Ravagers if there's a block here. So that's why I have to be slightly unsafe right here. But as long as I kind of remember all of my positionings and everything, we should be good. I do have to hit that button, which is kind of dangerous because that's the one that sends the minecart. But let's get all the other things in place first. So we've got our trap open, we've got our rail on, and now we just have to hit that button and back up, and hopefully the Evoker doesn't see us. So here we go. Button. And he's up, he's down, he's in. Okay, and there we go. This time with just a little bit of patience, we've got our Evoker right down and exactly where we want him. So let's give a little bit of a push to this thing, pick him up in a minecart, and he should be totally safe at this point. I'm pretty sure I have this whole area blocked. All I got to do is send him. Now, I probably should have put some glass down over all of this entire rail, but I kind of forgot to do that. So if I get too close to him, he'll see me, and that'll be bad news. So I think I'm going to have to just push this button, back up, and hope for the best. Don't see me, don't see me, don't see me, and we're good. Okay, but now I have to kind of follow him and fly along with him to make sure that he gets into the right position. Also, we got to remember to put our Evoker switch in the right place, otherwise he would have ended up in the wrong queue, and, well, that would be bad news. So he should be coming anytime now. All right, I'm hoping this is far enough that he won't see me when he comes up here. Hopefully, and yeah, and now he's in glass, and here goes the queue. Perfect. So I did put glass over the whole queuing system there, so once he gets into it, we should be good to go, and now he's just going to bounce along all the way until he gets to the very end, and he will be ready to send into the game when he gets all the way to the end. And I did have some problems with this in my creative test world, but I made some tweaks, and hopefully it's totally fine now. And there he is, locked in place and ready to go. I'm going to do the rest of the moving of the Ravagers and the Evokers off camera so that you don't have to sit through that. But by next episode, I will have all of the Evokers and the Ravagers in place. But now, it is the time that many of you have been waiting for, the reveal of yet another Relic Runner card. I've already released, 6 cards already? And look, there's an item frame at the end there, waiting for card number 7. In fact, I have it in my inventory right here. Well, actually, this isn't it. Have I showed you this, by the way? This is my Relic Runner deck box. Check it out. This is what the official Relic Runner decks are going to look like. I went through all of the different colors of deck boxes, and I really like the orange ones best. So I think I'm going to present orange boxes to all of the Ignitor members when they actually get their starter decks. If they want to change the color of their box, they're welcome to do so. But yeah, they'll start orange anyway. Sorry, without further ado, you want to know what card it is, right? It's this one right here. It's called Risk Rewards. Okay, I won't leave you in suspense. Here we go. Risk Rewards, one of the coolest cards and one of the last few commons to go. Risk Rewards, check this out. This card provides an instant treasure drop every time the danger level increases. Danger level goes up by 1 immediately. So basically what that means is every single time the danger level increases for whatever reason, whether your clock ticks or whether you make some noise and your danger level increases, bang, you're instantly going to get a treasure drop, and that's pretty cool. But also, danger level is going to go up immediately when this card is played, so, I mean, a little bit of a good and a bad there, right? Just like all the cards, as soon as the card plays, your danger level, your danger level increases. That's what this little symbol means right here. But because you get a treasure drop every single time the danger level increases, that means you're also going to get an immediate treasure drop. And then another immediate treasure drop every single time from that point on when the danger level increases. So again, a little bit of risk, a little bit of reward. Hence the name Risk Rewards. I feel like we are getting very close to finishing Relic Runner, the game, at least level 1, and releasing it. So it's probably not going to be more than Oh, I don't know. I don't want to give a timeline, but I feel like it's coming soonish. So I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. I know the other Igniter members are very excited. I get bothered like daily. Like, when's Relic Runner opening? When's Relic Runner opening? Yep, it's coming. It's coming, guys. I promise. I'm working on it as fast as I can. I really am. I really appreciate all the help I've got from NeatFreeze as well, designing level 1. And I've still got a little bit more work to do there, as well as doing a little bit more Redstone just to finalize level 1. But then the game will be open, so a couple weeks, 3-4 weeks, a month, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Don't hold me to anything. I'm doing as fast as I can, and there's other things to do as well. If you want to see all of that great content, hey, feel free to click the like button and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Then you never miss an episode. If you want to see more great content from the other Igniter members, check out all of their links down in the description down below. And if you want to see more great content from me, you can check out the playlist that's on the screen right now, top corner, right up there. That shows all of the IgnitorSMP Season 3 episodes, including the full making of Relic Runner that I've done so far. Plus, the video below that is the video that YouTube believes you would like to see next. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode! That's phone noises.